Moscow.
As Israel prepares to hold the largest military exercises in its history, speculations about a possible attack on Iran are on the rise. Diplomatic ties between the countries were broken off following the Iranian Revolution of 1979. But, as Paul Slier has been finding out, many feel that military intervention is not the solution.
When Yehuda Hevroni rolls the dice on his favorite Persian board game, he's transported back to his childhood. 19 days before the Ayatollah Khomeini seized power, he packed his bags and left Iran for Israel. He's never been back.
I have good and bad memories of Iran. Persian people are educated and very noble. President Ahmadinejad appeals to the lower classes. Most educated Iranians don't agree with him and know it's not a wise idea to attack Israel.
Most Iranian Jews arrived in Israel around the same time as Yehuda. At one time, Iran and Israel were partners against a common enemy, the Arabs. The revolution of 1979 marked the end of the marriage of convenience. 3/4 of the Jewish community, one of the oldest in the world, fled. The Ayatollah's extremist views were reiterated 4 years ago when the President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad came to power. He called for Israel to be wiped off the map and for new attacks to destroy the Jewish state.
Iran today is a major concern for Israel. It's not only the nuclear program and the radical statements. Iran is now in the north of Israel with the Hezbollah, in the south of Israel with the Hamas, on the east of Israel with the Islamic Jihad.
This month, Israel will be holding a 4-day military exercise, the largest in its history. It's fueling speculation the government is preparing to attack Iran. But Professor Manashri believes his government would be better off not openly threatening Ahmadinejad's regime, instead putting pressure on it quietly through diplomatic channels.
I don't think that Israel needs to be attacking Iran. I think, if anything, the situation with Iran is definitely something that requires international cooperation.
Israel doesn't have a lot of friends internationally, and the economic risk of doing that, the risk of losing thousands or more than thousands of Israeli soldiers, it's too great of a risk.
The last big group of Iranian Jews to arrive in Israel was a year and a half ago. 40 Jews flew in secret from Tehran after abandoning their property and possessions. Ironically, the largest Jewish population in the Middle East outside of Israel is in Iran. Some 25,000 Jews live there, and as long as they don't outwardly express any support for the State of Israel, they seem to be safe. There's been no diplomatic relationship between both countries since the Iranian Revolution 30 years ago. But ordinary people on both sides still find a way of talking to each other. Menashe Amir is the voice of Iran from Israel. For 50 years, he's anchored Israel's only Persian language radio program. Of the 6 million people who listen to his daily show, most are Iranians who are against President Ahmadinejad. The main topic of conversation is whether Israel is going to attack Iran nuclear installations and whether or not civilians in Iran will be hurt.
If somebody declares that the Israeli attack is imminent, then we get so many worried calls from our listeners inside Iran that what will happen, and we don't have the answer.
Since coming to office at the end of March, Israel's new Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman has hit out against Iran, saying it's impossible to resolve any problem in the region without first resolving the Iranian question. Paul Slier, RT.